Hi, Leo. This is your reading for the time period of August 1st to August 31st, 2021. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome. Thank you for joining Amani's Lightwork, okay? So I'm finally getting a chance to dive into all the signs. This time period, I had a lot going on this year so far, so I finally have the time to just, you know, be steady and take care of things. All right. So let's dive into your reading and see what information August has in store for you. I get that something is a smart move for you. And let me put down the cards so I don't eat up too much of the beginning of that. Something is a smart move, and that could be with the relationship. I also get a contract. Something may be a smart move with a contract that you are either creating the contract for other people, or or you signed some type of contract. Or I also get something about like a law office. You could be a lawyer. You may be interacting with one. You may get the opportunity to interact with one, or you're visiting a law office and you're discussing, how can I create my own contract for my business so that I can hire people to be involved, if that makes any sense. So if you are a musician, if you are a teacher, if you are like some type of government contractor of some kind, an investor, you can create your own contract so that you can then hire people precisely. Okay, hence the reason for visiting a law office. I also get the idea of filing an LLC. If you've never filed for an LLC or 501k status, now I guess will be the time to do it. Okay. So, visiting a law office, it doesn't only necessarily have to do with your occupation, or at least having people on board, people that you can get contracted to work for you. If you are wanting people to work for you specifically, it could be for absolutely anything for the contract. Okay. The Princess of Cups, the costume designer. What I like about this deck is that the suits, like the kings, the queens, the knights, and the pages in this deck, they have occupations, which is really cool. And energetically, any card that comes down that is a suit like this will give you a good idea of where someone really is standing in your life in terms of their occupation and their overall personality and motive. Okay. The costume designers here, the Princess of Cups could be a child, that the child is really good with their hands. Like, they know how to draw, they know how to sew, make nails, whatever it is that, little girls like to do. Specifically, if it's not a child, it could be your child, someone else's kid. If it's not a kid, then it's like, it could be your partner that is younger than you. I get this idea of voice when I said partner. So your partner could be voicing something really important to you. But I get something about taxes. Like, your partner could be trying to pull you aside to talk to you about taxes, like business taxes, like taxes for a business. I also get a branch, like branching a business off, like I said from the beginning, with the contract and visiting the law office and getting that sign, making it, legitimizing your business and legitimizing your employees. Or if it's not you getting employees, then it's definitely legitimizing was it somebody legitimizing your existence with their firm, if that makes any sense. So you being given a contract, you giving out a contract, and that's your discussion. That could be your situation that you have with a child, like your situation that you have with a child. It could be a child business. It could also be like the Princess of Cups being like your partner. You're having that discussion with your partner. How can we branch off? Like, how can we branch our business so that children could create their own, if that makes any sense, or so that we can have, or it's just a business with children, and you want to get people contracted to work for you, or someone is coming towards you with that same objective and they want you contracted, or like legitimate, they want your existence with their firm legitimatized, if that makes any sense. Okay, or they want it to be legitimate, at least, or you do. Okay. The starting point has the Prince of Wands, the journalist. Okay, so the Prince of Wands energy, you could be showing up here as a Prince of Wands if you're a male. You could also be dealing with that could be a little girl that was underneath, or the energy of a younger partner with the Princess of Cups, that you could be, orchestrating this whole contract and law office visitations with the Princess of Cups being like a partner to you. The Prince of Wands could also be a child. They could also be a younger business partner. If it's not you, they're a younger business partner that they know the ropes. They know how to put you on. They know how to pretty much, get signed. They know how to get you signed. Like signed as in like contract signed. They know where you should go. Like they understand the terminology for all the legalities that you are being presented with, or all the legalities that you are presenting other individuals with. They understand it. Or I get that they know a good lawyer that you can contact that will help you through this procedure. Okay, if that makes any sense. All right, so before I move any further, you are trying to, if you run your own business, for example, or you just work for a firm and you want to, that was getting an idea of branch, and you want to branch off, you need to possibly file for LLC. You need to understand the different corporate, you need to understand 501c status. You need to understand non-for-profit status, not-for-profit status. You need to understand how to apply for those things. Prince of Wands energy is, they're coming in to help guide you through that process. But I get that they own their own business. So one Prince of Wands energy, they do run or own their own business. They may do that single-handedly, or they do it with, a company. They do it with a company, and they're trying to have you on board. You're trying to have them on board. Like you want to merge companies, you want to merge firms, but you need the proper corporate business status in order for it to be, observed as legitimate, or theirs needs to be observed as legitimate before you can even decide to sign a contract with them, vice versa. But I get a lot of pay. So you may be thinking that you need to pay someone like, a certain amount, or you want to increase their bonus, you want to increase their hourly rate. You want to increase that for them, vice versa. It just depends on what's going on. The waiting position has the Eight of Indolence, which is the Eight of Cups in this deck. So that resides, the Eight of Cups energy, it does reside with the Princess of Cups, or like a Queen of Cups, like a partner, it could reside with a child or family and friends, doing things for them, doing things with them. But if it's like a partner, you can have it could be like a Male of Cups. It could be a King of Cups or Queen of Cups energy that I get tired. So right when I hit Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups energy may be tired. Excuse me, they may be tired. I get how a business is running, but I get some of the right people. So they could be tired. They could be tired in the point of they may be tired of how a business is running, or I get legal. It has something to do with the business. That's why I said legitimizing things and making like making business contracts for people official, you being on the receiving end of it, or the giving, or you're the one that's giving it to people. There's a few legal, or there's frustrations with organizing the legal aspect of the business, is what it seems like, but don't want to spend any more money. So the 8 of Cups would mean that whatever you spend, okay, if you feel like you're overspending if you feel like you're overspending to legitimize the structure or the foundation of a business that you are running, or you're looking to run with someone else, if you feel like you're spending too much money doing it, or at least, well, that's one element. Then there's another situation of just being a part of a firm, the process that I get is not legitimate. So you may be a part of a firm that something is not legitimate about the structure of that firm. Like something isn't legitimate yet about it. So it could be their contracts. I get taxes. It could be the way that they distribute taxes to their employees. If this is a firm that you are working for and it's not your own business. Something's going on with how that is being distributed, how pay is being distributed in your own business, someone else's business, or your own job, or you're in the receiving end of it. This isn't a legitimate job. So I'll give you a perfect example. I think that some like this is like you work, I'll give you an example of, this is like you could work for an organization that does not have not-for-profit or nonprofit status. That's one element of it. And then you also could be trying to file for those things. If you do not file those things, then you do not have the right to have people working for you, and they're not contracted properly. They're not receiving the right amount, the right hourly amount of pay, or that's you're not receiving the right amount of hourly pay. So it's like running a business, but when you run a business, you are as well supposed to be paid, even if it is your business that you are running. So you're either a part of that, like you're on the outside looking, like you could be like a what do you call it, like an illegitimate employee to a firm, or you have that situation where you have people that somebody may not be legitimate, like they may not, like giving people, I'll give you a perfect example, giving people background checks, making sure that they fit the criteria to work in a firm, like their job is like that, or you run something that is like that by yourself, or you're doing that with someone else. It just depends, or a couple of people. It just depends on what's going on. But the 8 of Cups, excuse me, the 8 of Cups energy is not having the status, or I get partner explain, like something's going on with not having some type of status, and your partner is coming to you explaining to you. The 8 is the 8 of Cups. This is August. You could be finding out legalities. You're finding out more of the legalities behind your business, but not being orchestrated properly or precisely. You're not given the documents. I also get the idea that a document could also be missing. You may also be missing a very important document in the construction of your business, if that's the case. The investment matter of angel investors, the investment matter of your business, the LLC. There's a document or a particular tax document that may be missing. But what's interesting is I do get this idea, someone could be against you. Like the spirit is saying, someone could be against you. I get formation. Someone could be against you in the formation. I get that's what the lawyer is for. So someone could be against you, unfortunately, in terms of the formation of your business. Are you against someone in terms of the formation of their business? But 8 of Cups, that's what a lawyer is for. That's why a partner is coming. That's why a partner is coming to you, and they're explaining to you that there's a document that we have that we need that's missing within this process. We can't legitimize this institution. We can't legitimize this firm. We can't legitimize this company without the proper documentation. So that could be something that a Prince of Wands energy is explaining to you if they're external and you're not embodying that. But you may have been working with them for a while, or I get no more. Like they may know more of something not being legitimate that you have going on. Like they may know more than you do. Like they may be younger, but they may be well versed in some type of legality that you are handling here. So you could be single-handedly trying to handle it. You could be handling it with, I get wife. You could be, if you're a man, you could be in a what do you call it, in a same-sex relationship. Just depends on what's going on. Your partner, I'm gonna say your wife, your husband, your whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend. You could also be handling it with them. I don't see something. You're handling it with them, but you or them or both of you do not see, I get that they see you or your partner, you don't see something, and then henceforth the prince of I get take over. The prince of wands energy may end up taking over because they see something. I get a legal matter. They see a prominent legal matter within the fine print of what you are trying to do, if that makes any sense. Like they see a legal matter rising up to the surface like boiled water that your partner may not see, you may not see. So hence the reason for taking them. Hence the reason for you taking them to. It could, even if it's not a younger person, that, I mean, it could be. I feel like it is. If it's not a younger person, or someone that is well versed, in terms of the economics of your business, the legalities of your business. If that's not a younger person that they just know that well, or they know that better than you, somebody is in observance of that is on the outside looking in. If it's not, then it could be a child. It could literally be your child or someone else's child that brought up something subtle. And it sparked, oh, we need to get this done. Like it sparked that within you if it's a kid. So children have a very important presence in the outcome and, what we do in our lives as adults. Children have a very important placement. We don't realize how. So your child, somebody's kid may have said, Dad, this table is a little shaky. Mom, Dad, what do you call it? Can we go on this field trip? Whatever it is the kid said to you. That's one element about it. Or it's just a younger business partner that you have. They're well versed in how to handle certain legalities. But in the future, there are certain things and aspects about a business that it needs for the right functionality. And without the right functionality, it's not going to go well if that's the case. And that could be their perspective. I get all along. That is their perspective watching you run. And they've been watching you run that with that perspective all along, okay? Or the water sign energy has, or you can be you can also, if you're not really hands-on with this, you could just be a part of something that's like that, like a workplace. It could be happening in a friend group with people, and it feels very business driven, okay? The Hermit is here, sign of Virgo. The Hermit you could be embodying, or it's a Virgo that you're dealing with here as well too. They know a lot. If you have a Virgo in your mix, a Virgo knows a lot. The Virgo could be embodying Prince of Wands. I get two younger dudes. The Virgo is a younger guy. Prince of Wands is a younger guy. Like someone, like if you're in your 40s, they're in their 20s. If you're in your 30s, they're in their 20s. What did I say? They could also be, if you're in your 20s, they could also be in their 20s. Or like a teenager, like 18, 19, but well-versed. So when I said a teenager, 18, 19, one of them is really well-versed in something. Like they know how to help you really well. Like they may even know of business opportunities that you can, they know of business opportunities that you can get yourself involved in. If it's not you, then they know of business opportunities that, of business opportunities that they can be involved in. Whatever the situation is there. But if the Hermit isn't only a person, then it's just Hermit to your interaction with a Prince of Wands, and the Eight of Cups is residing with the Prince of Wands and a water sign, male or female. That's why the Hermit energy is there. But I get this idea of starting over. So when I said that, it has something to do with starting over, like some aspect of your life, starting over, like, typing up a form again, starting over, like, what do you call it? Starting over would mean getting a job, like getting a job that I never see again. You thought you, like getting a job or working in a place that you thought you never end up working in again. Working with a firm you thought you never end up working with again. Like working with a partner, you like a business partner from the past you thought you never end up working with again. But it could have something to do with just the fact that someone is well versed, and someone could be a lawyer now, like I said from earlier on. Someone could be like a 20-something-year-old, a 30-something-year-old lawyer now. Or someone could be a lawyer and you may not even know that they are. There's that. You could be interacting with someone. You may be interacting with someone that I get left something out of resume. You could be interacting with someone that is in your age group, or they're a little younger than you, and it's like they're talking to you or they're working with you, but they left something. I get to help you. They left something out of their resume to help you, or they added something to their resume to help you, or something's just going on with looking at resumes, period. Like that's why I said legitimate and legitimate workers, or you yourself being a legitimate worker. Like looking at people's resumes, or people needing resumes, something details and things being included on them or not being included on them. It has to do with criteria, yours or theirs. But what's interesting about one element that is younger than you, or they're in the same age group as you, one element, or they work with you, they're your coworker, they run some type of business with you, is that they intentionally left. I get something about being intimidated. They intentionally left something off. It could even be like a skill somewhere that they used to work. They intentionally left it off of their resume or their cover letter or something, so that they wouldn't be intimidating to you. I mean, did you do that to someone? Did you leave something off? Did you add something to your resume? Do you feel intimidated by someone, so you added something to your resume? Someone may have been feeling intimidated by you, and they added something, or they added something to their resume. They could have taken something off of their resume so that you wouldn't feel intimidated. So it just depends on what is going on. That's why the Hermit is there with this energy in the Eight of Cups, because you're finding out something about somebody that you didn't know something about them, and they're working with you. So it's they're either underqualified or they're overqualified. You're either underqualified, which is unrealistic to me for it to even be a term, or you're like underqualified. That is realistic. Being overqualified for something would be unrealistic. That's the term that wouldn't make any sense to me. So that's either residing with you, Eight of Cups, or that's residing with a Virgo, that's residing with a Prince of Wands. But somebody did something intentionally with their cover letter or their resume so that you wouldn't see, so that they wouldn't see, so that you or them, vice versa, somebody wouldn't feel intimidated by the other. The Two of Dominion is here, which is the Two of Wands. That's in the future. And your instincts has the Empress sign of Aries and Libra female. If it's not a Aries and Libra female, then it's a mother figure. It's a mother figure. Like, mother figure would be like, what do you call it? Like your mom, but like somebody's mom that is here, that's shown up here. Somebody's mother. The Queen of Cups energy, that's a water sign, that's a partner, could be shown up here like an Empress as a motherly figure or an actual mother. There is a baby here. There it goes. There is a baby that is here in the sorry. 1 second. Sorry about that. I just dropped a few cards. Okay. So, yeah. So I was saying, there is a baby that is included on this card. If you have any kids, or you're just dealing with an Aries female that does have children, one of these elements may be their child, they're your kids, they're somebody else's kids. You know, water sign female embodying this. Or it's a external Aries and Libra female that they're showing up here like an Empress. They have kids or they don't have kids. You know, I get well read. I'm looking at the Empress. They're well read. They're well read. They mean well. They're well read. They're well read individuals, right? Well read. They, like I said, they could be the ones that are frustrated with how a business is going. They're frustrated with how a business is going. How it's going, like what's going on with it, the legalities and the money and the pay, and having people like something on the surface of a business, or could even be a family business, something on the surface of a business, like a family business, a regular workplace, whatever it is, a non-for-profit, a 501c, a for-profit, whatever it is, something on the surface missing, something on the surface, there is something that is missing. So it could be like a document that is missing, right? There's a document that is missing, or there's a procedure that needs to take place that is missing to legitimize a situation. Whatever it is, something is missing about it. So you have these elements that I get not listening to either. You may not be trying to listen to someone either. So that could be the Prince of Wands you're not listening to, or it's an Empress that I choose to not listen to. There's an Empress that you may be choosing not to listen to. You're not listening to your mom. You're not listening to an older sister. You're not listening to, I had a cousin. You're not listening to a cousin. Some type of partner, you're not listening to them. Are they trying to do something and they're not listening to you? It just depends on what's going on. Okay. Let's see. The Ace of Wands is right next to the Prince of Wands, right? Ace of Wands. I keep getting this idea of resume. So it could be your resume, something about your resume, or their resume. Something's going on with it. Something's going on with it. Something's missing from it. Something is missing from it intentionally. Like something is on it. Something is on it that is not factual. Something is on it that is not factual. Or something is not on it that needs to be on it. If that makes any sense. So it's yours or it's theirs. But it has something to do with it profoundly has something to do with the way a business runs, the way the legal part of a business runs. I also get a house. It has something to do with the way a house runs, like period, the way a house is. Like family dynamic. It could have something to do with family dynamics. If it's not only business, then it's a dynamic of a workplace. It's the dynamics of a workplace. The dynamics of a workplace. Something's going on with the dynamics of it. The Prince of Swords, the hacker, is in the spiritual self. So in Aquarian male, Gemini male, a Libra male, that's right next to the Eight of Cups, right? But this person may know what to do. They may not be a hacker. They don't necessarily have to be a hacker. It's the fact that they named it hacker could be that they're tech savvy. So that's why it kind of takes it back to the idea of someone missing something on their resume or intentionally leaving something out of the resume. But this person is tech savvy. So Prince of Wands if that's not you only, Prince of Wands, or as a child, as a younger person, you may have a child in your mix that is tech savvy, whether it's a Virgo or a Prince of Wands. Or the Prince of Wands is not as tech savvy as the Prince of Swords. So these elements could be two children, and I get one is better than the other. There's two children here. If there's kids, one child is better than the other. One child it could be like some type of like proficiency with doing something specific, like technology, science, math, some type of work, or something's going on with either one of their resumes. And something's going on with either one of their resumes if they work with you or they in the workplace with you. Something's going on with their resumes. So that you're looking at, or you could be looking at them. I get comparing. I'm looking at the Prince of Swords. You could be comparing something like a personal document of yours, like a resume and cover letter to theirs, or they're doing that. Or they do, if you're on the outside looking in, the Prince of Swords compares their documents to that of a Prince of Wands, right? And something may be really convoluted about that as well too. But if that's not the case, then the Prince of Swords in the spiritual self, the fact that it's in the spiritual self could be that you are embodying Prince of Swords, because I get new resume. You may need a new resume, or you may need to make a new resume. You need to make a new some type of document that you need. It doesn't have to be a resume. It could just be some type of financial document that you need. I get revisit. There's a financial document that you need to revisit. And that could be why the water sign, or the Empress, or a mom, or a cousin, or a sister, a partner. That could be why there's women around you. Whether you are a man or a woman, there's women here that are intelligent. There's intelligent women here in your sphere of influence that are well versed in something that you may not want to work with. I understand. If there's a situation here, you may not want to work with a specific woman. Like, you may not want a woman, like, whether you're a man or a woman, you may not want a particular female, and something has something to do with competition. You may not want someone in your involved in some type of, like, okay, whatever arena, whatever area of your business or your work or your job, you don't want somebody involved in it, because it has something to do with comparing or making comparisons between people, right? Then there's also something going on with a specific document that you need to revisit. I get refine. You need to refine some type of financial document that you have, or somebody else external from you needs to refine a document that they have. Some type of document. Some type of financial document of some kind. The Six of Science, the Six of Swords is here for your... Six of Swords is in the mentality with the Empress, right? I get, is she going to work here, or is she going to work with us? Is she going to work out something with me? That's your thought you have about the Empress. That's your thought you have about Aries and Libra female. It could also be your thought that you have, I already work with. You may already work with a Prince of Swords. You already work with them, but the Empress, they may not be sure of their involvement with you. But you may prefer them, or you prefer the Prince of Swords, but you're unsure of their involvement with you. You're unsure of your mother's, if your mother is living, you're unsure of your mother's involvement, or a motherly figure's involvement with you, like your permanent involvement with them. Right? But it's pertaining to, I get documentation. It does pertain to documentation that you're trying to obtain, they're trying to obtain. And one important part of why the documentation is even needed, the Spirit is telling me it has to do with the functionality of a business, the functionality of a workplace that you're in with people. Justice, sign of Libra, is in a changing position. So justice being in a changing, you may have already experienced justice, but a confrontation by a Libra. So you could have experienced some type of confrontation from a Libra element. You could have experienced some type of confrontation from them for whatever reason. And I get lawyer. It may have something to do with a lawyer, or I get something that a lawyer didn't give you. Like, a lawyer may not have given you something specific to sign for some reason. Like, there's a lawyer that you may have had an interaction with, now I'm being drawn back to the idea of something happening on purpose. Like, somebody may not have given you some type of, or intentionally, someone didn't give you some type of paperwork on purpose, or somebody didn't want you to have some type of paperwork on purpose, or they don't want you to file something, whatever it is. But it has something to do with business, running a business, or the fact that you're in like a business environment. It has something to do with that. So it has something to do with that. So you can literally be using the Prince of Swords to help you find out that. That's why the Six of Swords is there with the Prince of Swords. You could be trying to hire. You could be trying to hire someone to figure out what happened. I also get lost document. You may have lost a document, and you need someone that is tech savvy to help you find that lost document. I'm looking at the Empress. They're hiding something from you. Empress, Libra, Aries, female, motherly figure of some kind, mom. Someone is a partner of some kind. They are hiding something from you. Or I get Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is embodying Empress too. There's women that are hiding things from you in your sphere of influence. But I get where documents went. So when I said that somebody's hiding where documents, where they're going or where they went already, like something already happened. They're either hiding where documents went, they're hiding where documents are going, or they're hiding or they're hiding the reason why documents are missing, period. Something really shady like that. Something really shady. Something shady going on with the Empress. Something shady is going on with the Empress. So the Prince of Swords energy that's why the 6 is right above them. The Prince of Swords, I get tracked down. The Prince of Swords could be helping you track somebody down that you feel like stole a document from you, deleted a document, dispersed a document, gave you a fake document. It just depends on what's going on. Someone may not want you to have something specific as well too. It just depends. Someone may not want you to have something specific, and it may have something to do with some type of like business status, or like I also get a tax document. Someone may not want you to have some type of tax document. Like you may already have a tax document for something, but someone also doesn't want you to have, there's another, like whatever you think you're missing or you don't know that you're missing, somebody has that. Or they sent it somewhere, or they deleted it, or they, whatever it is that they did. It's strange. For whatever reason. The Knight of Swords, the Game Master is here. So the Knight and the Prince of Swords pretty much go hand in hand. You have the Knight here going towards the Two of Wands. You need the patience to deal with a Knight of Swords that's coming in. But I get worked with before. Like you work with a knight. This is someone that's older now. Like whereas these two could be children or they're just younger. And then you have a Knight of Swords, someone that could be like, they're something that's just different. They're a knight because something is just different about their caliber. Like they could be, older, like your age group, or like 30s, 20 something years old. They may know, I get behind the scenes. They know what's happening with something that you're doing behind the scenes that you may not see. And it has something to do with like a legality that you're trying to, it has something to do with a legality that you're dealing with here. Right? And the disbursement of a document, I get secrecy. When I said the disbursement of a document, there's secrecy surrounding the disbursement of a document. Then there's this situation where there's a document that you're supposed to have that someone intentionally did not give it to you. But you need it because it's vital. It's like the screw that needs to be in a wheel on a scooter. That's how vital whatever it is. That's how vital some type of tax document is. That's how vital the status, the paper for some type of status is. That's how vital it is. It's to be compared to the fact that a screw needs to be applied that is not applied. However you want to look at that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 7 of Cups again, and then you have the Sun. There is success with I get tech. There's success with having like a tech guru come and I get something about deleted files. There's a tech guru that you are thinking that you want to work with that can help you find some type of deleted file. Like you may be thinking there's so many Leos. You may be thinking something is deleted and it is not. You could have deleted something on your own, or somebody else in your sphere of influence, intentionally deleted, intentionally moved, intentionally, whatever it is that they did that was intentionally gave you something that is not real, whatever, it's some type of document. But the document is a vital document. It's very important that you have it. It's important that you have it. So I keep looking at the Empress, and I just get the shadiness is surrounding the Empress. I don't know. There may be shadiness going on. There's certain elements that they're really willing, but there's shadiness surrounding them. Like somebody did something, or they're trying to do something shadily, for whatever the reason is. Whatever the reason that someone that you do have in your space all the time. I keep getting intentionally deleted. Like they intentionally deleted something, or that's something that they want to do. I don't know if you want to do that to someone necessarily, but that's intentional on whoever's end. All right, or they moved something, or they didn't give you something on purpose, or they know of a document that you're supposed to have, but they're not telling you about that document. There's that they're intentionally not telling you. I don't know, for whatever reason. All right, Leo, that's your reading. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to find me. Be well, take care, bye.